These are the seeds that I'm going to grow in my garden this year. Welcome back to the farm. Hi there. Today, we're gonna go through my seed collection. We took a bit of a break from growing our own garden for a number of years, and it was very good. It was very needed, but now I'm feeling the desire to grow something. I have these 2 boxes of seeds from all the years past that we've gardened. My entire garden will be from the seeds that I already have. So this is not a seed haul. These are old varieties that I've already had, but it will still be an unboxing of sorts because I'm gonna take you along and we're gonna pick out the varieties that we're gonna grow. Okay, I don't know, let's just have fun. So this year I am only growing things that I can directly sow in the ground. I'm not going to be starting any seeds. I normally really like seed starting, but it just didn't sound fun this year. So I'm just gonna listen to that part of my brain and just make it easy on myself and just focus on like things that that might do well, just planting directly in the ground. Some of these things may not directly sow very well, but gardening is oftentimes just one big experiment too, and I'm gonna just go with that and see. Okay, let's start alphabetically. Basil. Basil is something that we miss. We miss having basil. Herbs, actually, just in general. In Colorado, our whole front yard was an herb garden. Before we moved, we harvested all the herbs that we could, and we dried them all and then just put them in a huge jar as just like a garden herb mix that we would use to season everything. And it was so good. And we just ran out like at the beginning of this year. And so we're gonna try and recreate that. I have things like sweet Thai basil, this purple Ruffles basil is really cool looking. I might try that. Lime basil, it didn't do super well for me in Colorado. I may just hold off on it this year because I have a lot of others. This one is really pretty, the cardinal basil. I'm gonna grow this one called Emily, just because I have a friend named Emily that I miss. Mammoth basil, it just looks like lettuce. When it gets really big and mature, it has these huge, shiny, almost shiny leaves. We're gonna try that. But my favorite variety, it just, it smells fruity, is this blue spice basil. I actually saved some seeds, probably in 2020. Oh yeah, it has 2020 written on the back, but it has such a depth of flavor and smell, and it's wonderful. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, beans are next. We're focused this year mostly on just things that we know that we like to eat, but I'm also growing things just because I think they're pretty. And so I'm gonna do some pole beans. I'm doing in-ground mounded beds. That's just until I can figure out the permanent layout that I want in my garden space. Might do kind of a mix of raised beds and in-ground gardening, I'm not sure yet. Between the beds, I might do some cattle panel arches. And in that case, I've always wanted to grow these painted lady runner beans. They are so beautiful. They have really beautiful foliage, and their beans, I'll take one out and show you. But they have these, whoops, really pretty, almost like magenta type beans. They're very large. So we shall see how those do. There it is, I found it. So that's beans. Brassicas. I am really not gonna do any brassicas this year. That doesn't sound fun to me this year, so I'm just gonna say no to most brassicas this year. I will plant some kale, mostly for our tortoise Rocky. He likes homegrown kale. Who doesn't? Carrots. This is the year of the carrots, though. There's nothing like a carrot like fresh from the garden. It's so, the smell of it, you don't think of carrots as having like big smells, but carrot, if you've never pulled a carrot directly from the earth in the garden and then eaten it, what are you doing with your life? It's so good. So basically all the varieties of carrots we have in here, I'm gonna throw in the ground. I've got some like red cord Chantenay, lots of purple carrots. I really like this company, the Experimental Farm Network. Danvers carrots, red cord. I've got a few just kind of storage, I think, carrots, but we don't really have any place to store carrots, so they're just gonna go right in the belly. I grew these ox heart carrots in Colorado and really liked them. They did pretty well there in the clay soil, so we don't really have a lot of clay here, so to speak, so I think they'll do really well. Okay, Swiss chard. We are Swiss chard lovers. We love it, we love it. We have the magenta sunset Swiss chard. That should be really pretty. Board hook giant Swiss chard. See if that focuses here. Nope, okay. We grew that in Colorado, it did really well, and it was a really beautiful plant for like the front garden. And then good old orange Swiss chard. I think we ran out of the peppermint, which is my favorite color. It's so pretty. Okay, corn. This winter, we decided that we really want to try growing popcorn for the first time in order to be able to gift it like during Christmas. Never grown popcorn before, but how hard could it be, right? I've grown harder things. Where is it? I have a number of popcorn seeds that are just kind of like, I don't know, I wouldn't say boring, but they're from like Gurney's. Here they are. The popcorn I'm most excited about is this midnight purple popcorn from my friend Crystal. She bred and grew this, and it's just such a beautiful color. And so we're gonna try and plant all of this that I bought from her last year. I never got it in the ground, which is great because now I can plant it this year. Okay, cucumbers. Not a lot of cucumbers, I think, for us this year. Probably like one plant where we can just snack. Like my aunt sent me these seeds the other year. Perfect at 3 inches long, these lightly spined white fruit offer a bitter-free snap. Are superb unskinned in salads and make wonderful pickles. But I'm also going to plant cucamelons. Although I don't know if I even have any seeds anymore for cucamelons. If I can find some seeds, they're not in here, then I will plant cucamelons. They're so cute. I'll put a picture somewhere on the screen here. We grew them in Colorado and loved them. They're a perfect little garden snack. Oh, there's the cucamelons. Okay, I found cucamelons. There we go. Next is flowers, but I'm going to skip that because I have a whole, I've already kind of separated out a whole basket full of those, so. Stand by for flowers. Gourds. The only gourds I'm going to grow this year are loofah. That way we can have some sponges. Lots of greens are going to be happening for us and for Mr. Rocky, our tortoise. So I just have a number of old lettuce seeds, nothing fancy, just a lot of romaine. I do think I have some like speckled romaine. I'm not gonna grow this type, but I just gotta show you this tree lettuce. That seems very interesting. I didn't even know I had that. Someday, when I have more time, I will go through a complete visual of every single variety I have in here. This video is not that. This video is just showing you what I want to grow this year. So if a full like garden seed dive is something that you would really like to see, let me know, because you know I can make that happen. I just don't want to bore you if it seems boring. But I know that I really like watching those types of videos, so there's got to be some of you out there. Okay, next bin. Okay, next. Peas. I'm on the fence if I want to grow peas, because they're pretty easy. We have lately been buying a lot of frozen peas to go with dinners. So it might be good to just add something simple. I've grown these before and they did really well. I don't know, should I grow peas? Up in the air, it's an option. It's a question mark. We'll put that in the maybe pile. Okay, radishes. Yes, we have a whole thing for just radishes. I'm probably gonna plant all these, honestly. I have a bunch of different varieties. Some of them are like the daikon type radishes, which are bigger. We have these really cool ones. They're from David's Garden Seeds. Watermelon radish. It's called luobo radish. We really like radishes. We've determined over the past couple of years. So we're gonna try lots of different radishes. This is like black Spanish radish. Pretty cool. And they're so easy too. They're obviously direct sow. Just pop them in wherever you have room. If you want to feel good about your gardening skills, grow radishes. All right, roots. We are definitely gonna grow beets. And I think I have a number of these packets, the Chiyogi, I don't know. I'm gonna do that. They're one of the few foods that I don't have any sensitivities to. I have a lot of food allergies and sensitivities, and so these, when I can find a food that makes me feel good and doesn't make me feel bad at all, we're gonna just have that food all the time. So beets are a winner. Summer squash. We are definitely growing summer squash. All the animals really like to have zucchini, and I know, yeah, here it is. This is called the Middle Eastern zucchini clarimore. I've grown this before in Colorado, and it produced these really beautiful, you can see they're kind of like a grayish light green fruit. I'm also considering planting this on the outside of the garden fence, and oh, just kidding. There's no seeds in here. Oh my gosh. So I guess I'm not growing this. Let's see what else I could grow. Okay, well, luckily I'm not at want for seeds. This one's really pretty. Costata Romanesco. That's really cool. Look at, I like the star shape on it. Yes, there are seeds in here, so we haven't grown these yet. I'll grow this. I'm gonna jump ahead to tomatoes. Now, tomatoes are something that you wouldn't think direct sow, right? Well, me neither, but I'm going to try something this year because worst thing that can happen, I don't get tomatoes. Best thing that could happen, I get tomatoes. So I'm going to try and grow just a few plants of these Opalka tomatoes. They are a really good paste variety, and Nick makes this incredible sauce that he learned while he lived in Italy. So it would be really cool to be able to grow some tomatoes and can them and crush them and be able to make that sauce from our gardens. Again, if it doesn't work, it's okay. It's like a couple of seeds. This year is the year of two things: winter squash and flowers. For winter squash, I have not one, but two, usually actually like 2.5 containers for just winter squash. I just love pumpkins, and I love all the varieties. And not only that, but they're all delicious. I have not tasted a pumpkin, a winter squash, that I have not liked. We are going to line our fence surrounding our pastures and our gardens with winter squash, and it's gonna line across our entire driveway, and I'm really excited about it. I might plant some along our front yard as well. I'm just gonna go ham on winter squash this year. One of my favorite pumpkins is Gerardale. They're those really pretty blue ribbed ones. So we're definitely gonna be growing as many of those as we have seeds for. But I have just a number of really cool looking squash. I also want to be able to bring my friends and family in and say, pick whatever squash you want for your decorations or for whatever. And so I have some of these like Jack B. Little pumpkins that are cute for decoration. We're gonna be planting a lot of, what are they called? a naked seed, wholeless type that is primarily grown for its nutritious seed. You don't have to like roast them and shell them. But look at like this one. That one's crazy. This I'm really excited about too. I don't speak French, so I'm not even gonna try, but that is one of my favorite types. It reminds me too of like the Cinderella type pumpkin, which have those like deep ribs on them, have this like bright orange flesh. They're so delicious and sweet. They're really great for pumpkin pie and soup, and very excited about that. So I'm gonna be growing probably like 10 varieties of squash. I'm just gonna throw them out there and hope that some of them take. This one is so full. I don't even know if I can get it to shut without breaking it. Last but not least, we are going to talk about flowers. So I've already kind of cheated and I went through and I sorted out the flowers that I want to grow this year, which is almost all of them, which is fine because we have this big property. We don't really have a lot of flowers here that came with the property. We would like to grow some things more out in the field where it's just kind of empty. So first we have these really cool Cosmo seashell cosmos. Aren't those so pretty? I think they're so cool. Okay, lots and lots of zinnias. I have so many zinnias. Let's see. These are like a cactus zinnia. They're kind of like dahlias, but like not as much work. Which I am getting some dahlia tubers this year for the first time. I'm both excited and extremely terrified that I'm going to ruin them come next winter. So I'm gonna need all the tips that you can give me about storing dahlia tubers. Okay, one of my favorite annual flowers is the nasturtium. I really love interplanting these in vegetable beds. One, because they're a really great trap crop. Bugs like flea beetles really enjoy eating nasturtiums more than they like eating your other things. But if you don't have nasturtiums, they'll probably go eat your other things. So I like to plant these as kind of like a sacrifice, but I plant enough of them so that, you know, I still get my favorite flowers as well. And they're edible, so that's fun. I'm still on the fence if I want to try sweet peas, mostly because, I mean, they're so pretty. I really want to try in the front yard. I'm a little nervous because they are toxic to like everything and everybody. And I want to make sure I plant them somewhere where no animals will get them or try to eat them. So this is a maybe for me, but I'm going to try and make it work in my front yard away from everybody. I think we've gotten to the main show, which is going to be sunflowers. We have so many types of sunflowers that I'm going to try and grow this year. I am not at want for sunflower seeds. So what I'm gonna do is right along the fence where I said I was going to plant all of the winter squash, I'm gonna also plant sunflowers. That way when you drive in the driveway, you just get this huge array of blooms, and I think it's gonna be so cool. We also have some marigold seeds, mixed bachelor buttons. So we've got more zinnias, black cornflower. Let me know if you've grown any of these. A lot of these are new to me, at least the colors or the varieties of them. Calendula, love calendula. Anise hyssop. Oh, borage. We love borage. It's beautiful and it's edible, which is one of my favorite things, to have something that's beautiful and edible. Flowers taste like cucumbers, so definitely should grow borage. Very excited about this year, and I'm very excited that the gardening bug has finally come back and bitten me. It was great to take a break. It was very necessary as we were dealing with so many other things, and so it was good to not have all these living things on my plate as well to take care of. Now, I'm really excited that we get to do this. So be sure you are following along. I will keep an update going on all of these. Let me know if you want a full like seed tour, like if you actually want to see what's in every single one of these containers. I'll totally do it, but only if you want me to. We'll definitely take you along as we build out our dream garden space. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time.